Success doesn't happen in the morning. It doesn't start with motivation, hustle, or some viral routine. It starts at night, when nobody is watching, when excuses feel comfortable, and when discipline is optional. Most people lose their future every single night, not because they're incapable, but because they treat night as rest instead of preparation. What you do before sleep decides how your brain wakes up, how focused you feel, and how seriously you take your own goals. Science is clear on this. Habits formed at night directly affect decision-making, self-control, and performance the next day. Yet almost no one is taught how to use night strategically. They just survive it. This video is not about productivity hacks or fake motivation. These are real, practical night rules used by high performers to control their focus, discipline, and direction. If you follow these rules consistently, your mornings will change automatically, without forcing yourself. Watch this till the end, because missing even one rule can silently destroy the impact of the others. Success is built quietly at night. And tonight, you decide whether you build it, or lose it again. Night is not for escape, it's for alignment. Most people treat night like an escape hatch. Phone out, reels on, brain off. They say, I'm tired, I deserve a break. Fair. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Night is not where your day ends. It's where your future day is decided. If you mess up your night, tomorrow is already compromised. No motivation quote can save it. Scientifically speaking, your brain enters consolidation mode at night. This is when your memories, habits, and learning either get strengthened or diluted. If you feed your brain chaos before sleep, endless scrolling, dopamine spikes, random content, your mind carries that noise into the next day. That's why mornings feel foggy and discipline feels impossible. It's not laziness, it's poor night design. Successful people don't work late every night, like movies show. They close loops at night. They bring mental clarity before sleep. Even 20 to 30 intentional minutes can shift your entire trajectory. Night is when you tell your brain, this is who I am becoming. Without that signal, your mind defaults to survival mode, not growth mode. So rule number 1 is brutal but simple. Stop using night as anesthesia for a life you don't like. Use it as alignment time. If your nights are random, your success will be random. No exceptions. Plan tomorrow like a scientist, not a dreamer. Most people plan their future emotionally. They lie in bed imagining success, money, glow-ups, zero execution. That's fantasy, not strategy. High performers don't feel their way into success, they design it. And night is the best time to do that because your brain is calmer, more logical, and less reactive. At night, your prefrontal cortex, the decision-making part of your brain, is still active but not under social pressure. That's why planning tomorrow at night is 10x more effective than planning in the morning rush. You're not guessing what you'll do, you're pre-deciding. This removes friction. When morning comes, you're executing, not debating. Here's the key rule. Don't write a to-do list, write a hit list. Maximum 3 priorities. Not 10. Not everything. Just the 3 actions that, if completed, would make the day a win. This aligns with Parkinson's law. Work expands to fill the time available. Fewer tasks equals sharper focus. Success is not about willpower. It's about reducing the number of decisions your future self has to make. When you plan at night, you're doing cognitive outsourcing. Morning you just follows instructions. That's how disciplined people look, motivated, without actually being motivated. Kill dopamine before sleep or it kills your drive. This rule hurts, but it's pure neuroscience. Your phone at night is not relaxing you, it's overstimulating your dopamine system. Reels, shorts, notifications, memes, all of it spikes dopamine without effort. And when dopamine is cheap at night, ambition becomes expensive in the morning. Dopamine controls motivation, not pleasure. When you flood your brain with high dopamine content before sleep, your brain wakes up already satisfied. That's why the next day feels dull, boring, and heavy. Hard tasks like studying, building skills, or working on goals feel pointless. Your brain already got its reward, for free. Studies in behavioral neuroscience show that dopamine baseline matters more than dopamine peaks. Night scrolling raises peaks but crashes the baseline. Result? Low drive, low focus, procrastination. People then blame burnout or bad luck, when the real issue is unmanaged stimulation. So the rule is surgical. No fast dopamine at least 60 minutes before sleep. No reels, no shorts, no porn, no gaming. Replace it with slow dopamine, reading, journaling, stretching, quiet thinking. You're not punishing yourself. You're resetting your motivation chemistry. This one rule alone can separate average people from monsters in execution. Review the day like a strategist, not like an emotional human. Most people end their day emotionally. They lie on the bed and label the entire day with one sentence. Today was bad, or nothing happened today. That's not reflection, that's mental laziness. Successful people don't judge their day emotionally, they analyze it logically. Night is the only time when your brain is calm enough to do this without ego or distraction. From a scientific perspective, the human brain learns fastest through feedback loops. When you consciously reflect on your actions before sleep, your brain strengthens useful neural pathways and weakens useless ones. This process is called memory consolidation. If you skip reflection, your brain treats mistakes and successes the same, meaning you keep repeating the same errors without realizing why your life feels stuck. At night, you should mentally replay your day like CCTV footage, not like a movie. No emotions, no self-blame, just observation. What actions moved you forward? What actions wasted time? Where did you lose control of your attention? This neutral analysis turns failure into data. And data is power. People who never review their day live on autopilot. People who review nightly slowly take control of their behavior. One night of reflection won't change your life. But daily reflection rewires your identity. You stop being reactive and start becoming intentional, and that's a non-negotiable trait of success. Control your sleep time or your life will stay uncontrolled. Success is deeply connected to sleep, but not in the lazy, sleep more way people talk about. The real issue is sleep timing, not sleep duration. Going to bed at random hours confuses your circadian rhythm, which directly controls focus, mood, hormones, and decision-making. If your sleep timing is chaotic, your life will reflect that chaos. From a biological standpoint, your brain releases melatonin and growth-related hormones at fixed windows. If you miss those windows because you're awake scrolling or binge watching, no amount of extra sleep in the morning can fully recover the damage. This is why people who sleep late feel mentally slow even after 8 to 9 hours. Their internal clock is misaligned. Successful people protect their sleep schedule like an appointment with their future. Sleeping at the same time every night trains your nervous system to switch off faster, recover better, and wake up with higher baseline energy. Discipline at night equals clarity in the morning. There's no hack here, just consistency. If you can't control when you sleep, you can't control when you wake up. And if you can't control your mornings, you can't control your output. Night discipline is not optional, it's structural. Fix your sleep time, and half your life problems quietly disappear. Separate your identity from the noise before sleeping. Most people go to sleep carrying everyone else's opinions in their head. Comments, comparisons, insults, expectations, trends, all of it follows them to bed. That mental noise doesn't switch off when you sleep, it leaks into your subconscious. And whatever dominates your subconscious starts shaping your behavior without permission. Psychology is clear on this. The brain is highly suggestible right before sleep. This is the same reason affirmations and visualization work better at night. If you end your day consuming random opinions, your self-image slowly gets outsourced. You start wanting what the crowd wants, fearing what the crowd fears, and doubting yourself for no logical reason. Successful people create a mental firewall at night. They deliberately disconnect from external validation and reconnect with their own goals, values, and long-term direction. This might look like journaling, silent thinking, or reading something that aligns with their future self. The activity doesn't matter, the intention does. If you sleep with other people's voices in your head, you'll wake up confused. If you sleep with your own direction clear, you'll wake up grounded. Night is when identity is reinforced. Guard it, or it will be rewritten by algorithms and opinions. Prepare your environment so morning has no excuses. Motivation fails in the morning because the environment is badly designed. People think discipline is internal, but science says behavior is mostly environmental. What you prepare at night silently controls what you do after waking up. If your room, desk, and phone are chaotic, your morning will follow the same pattern. Your brain has the lowest willpower right after waking up. This is not a mindset issue, it's biology. That's why successful people remove friction the night before. Clothes are chosen, work tools are ready, distractions are minimized. Morning execution becomes automatic, not heroic. Environmental preparation is a form of self-respect. You're telling your future self, I've already made the hard decisions for you. This reduces cognitive load and prevents decision fatigue. Small setups at night lead to massive consistency over time. If you wake up and have to decide everything, you'll default to comfort. If you wake up and everything is already set, progress becomes the default. Success looks boring because it's pre-arranged. Cut late-night conversations that go nowhere. Not all conversations are harmless. Late-night talking, especially gossip, complaining, trauma dumping, or endless "what if" discussions, quietly drains mental energy. People think talking helps them relax, but in reality, these conversations keep the nervous system active when it should be powering down. From a neurological angle, emotionally charged conversations spike cortisol. Cortisol is the opposite of rest. When cortisol stays high at night, sleep quality drops even if sleep duration stays the same. That's why after long late-night chats, people wake up tired without knowing why. Successful people become selective at night. They don't argue, debate, or over-explain themselves before sleep. They protect mental silence. Night is for closure, not for reopening emotional loops that have no solution at 2 a.m. If a conversation doesn't move your life forward or bring genuine calm, it doesn't deserve night space. You don't need to cut people off, you need to cut timing. Some talks are fine, just not before sleep. Protect your nights, and your days will protect your future.